What's going on, everybody? It's your boy AG back again with Man of the Match, episode number 7. So last episode, at the end of last episode, I asked you guys to help me out with the formation that you guys would want to see. Something different than the 4-4-2. So I saw a couple comments, and I just sort of randomly picked out a formation just to try it out, to give it a shot. So this time I went with the 4-3-2-1. And wanted to give it a go. So you'll see me here kind of moving players around, trying to make the most of a position of chemistry. And you'll see on the right, it actually says that my chemistry is 70, but it was actually closer to like 35, I think. It was kind of broken and I couldn't figure it out. So that's why you see me looking at the player chemistry. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. But you'll see when the match actually comes up what the chemistry is at. But I was just sort of moving players around, trying to make the most out of chemistry before actually jumping into the match. And then I just sort of decided on whatever and jumped into the match, and you'll see here my chemistry is actually 45. So we went to the match, and looking at the squad, you know, it's not a lot better than mine. I mean, he's got a couple silvers, good silvers, solid silvers in there. He's got some gold, you know, a good mix of players. And
it's a very wet day
so
today,
trying out the 4-3-2-1, one thing that I noticed right off the top, man, chemistry is definitely important, especially when you're playing with a bronze squad. So you'll see here in this early beginning even, it's terrible. We are playing terrible. Like, there's no, everybody's moving about 10 pace slower. The passes are not getting anywhere close to who they go to. The marking, the defense is terrible. My defenders are getting burnt. And you'll see here within 4 minutes he's in the back of the net, clowning on my goalie, man. And there was nothing. I mean, I played him close. We played tough. Like, the defense definitely kept us in there, and the goalie definitely kept us in there. But I just couldn't find the back of the net with the players that we had. We had no pace, we had no attack being built, and it was pretty awful. So I decided, since we had no attack, I wanted to try maybe if I put Ibu at striker and put Fletcher at the wing, then maybe that would help us out. So I decided to give that a shot for this next match after taking the L there. And we see again, it's not a squad that's amazing, you know. It's a bronze squad, it's a solid squad, until you look at the score, in which case that was the most amazing squad I've ever played in my life. So I just quickly ran away from that game and jumped into another one. And this squad was just funky looking. I don't know why. It's got bronze, silver, gold, inform. It's got a little bit of everything, I guess. And it was just a funky looking squad, man. And our team played out. We came out and played well, man, for 90 minutes. That 90 minute and 5 seconds let Mendez get behind us, and it was pretty much a goal from there. Gets the dance from my goalie, and there's nothing I can really do about it. And of course he gets the 2-1 win, and that was really the heartbreaker, man. That was really when I was like, all right, this formation unfortunately has got to go. So I went back to the 4-4-2 because I knew that's where I was going to get the most chemistry out of my squad. And that's where I'm used to playing with the 4-4-2, so I was just figuring, let me go back to it, see if I can get a win, and then we'll try out another formation at another time because it's not working now. So after getting spanked in those 3 games, I just decided to go to the 4-4-2, back to the 4-4-2. And we jump into the next match, and we actually got a pretty even squad again. I mean, they've all been pretty even. These have been good games. I just haven't been playing well. And thankfully, my guys just picked it up. As you'll see here, man, like, comparing this start to the start when we were in the 4-3-2-1, my players are moving a lot more crisp. You know, everybody's got pace. Everybody's look like they're moving, you know, like, we eventually turned it over, but we're solid. And you see here in the halftime stats, man, I was owning possession, 61-39. We were playing really well, and then the second half we just decided to kick it into another gear, man. I was finally getting my flow back. You'll see here, man, we're actually building an attack, even with my inability to skill, with some nice passes. And then Ibu was able to sneak one past the goalie right into the back of the net, man, here in the 69th minute. And I was feeling pretty good at that point. My defense had been playing well. My goalie had been playing well. And we pushed the attack again, trying to get another one in there. And he is able to get in the middle of the pass. And, of course, again, my defense gets burnt. That's where the weak spot court sort of is right now. He sweats it out, drops it off. He gets the really easy goal, man. And here, I kind of like use this as motivation, man. He was showing off on my goalie after I've been basically owning this game the entire way. And then watch both his replays. And for some reason, man, replays always get me when I'm like beating somebody, or like when it's a close match, you know. Like, if I skip my replay, man, skip your replay, bro. You know what I mean? Don't be that guy, man. Don't be that guy. If you play me, don't be that guy. So I used it as motivation, and I was basically like, all right, I'm gonna go on attacking, bring everybody forward, and get it to my boy Boo. And of course, he holds me down with the swag. Yes, sir. In 87 minutes, not troll him a bit, man, because he watched the replays, man. Them replays for some reason, man. I'm sensitive, dog. I'm sensitive. They get to me. They get to me, man. Especially when the match is close like that. So we got him a little payback with that one. And it's not over now. We gonna watch all my replays too. Yes, that was good. That was good. That was a nice header, man. That was a nice header. And that was a little dirty of a goal, man. But I take him however I can with this bronze squad, man. But sure enough, man, we hold on. 2-1. We take that victory from him. I'm sure he was feeling pretty good about going into overtime, man, at that point. But couldn't let it happen, man. Couldn't let it happen. He Boo hold me down, man. Boo had my back. So we finally get a win, man. After all the frustration of today, it sort of came out on this guy, unfortunately, with the troll at the end. But that'll probably bring me some bad karma later on. And Ibu, of course, ends up getting man of the match with his 9.7. And with that, we'll be moving into what could possibly be our first goal, looking for a 76 or below to replace Ibu. So with that, I decided that I needed to find a league to focus on that I think would be interesting to find players and to play with that I haven't played with before. So I went with League One, and I started looking for strikers, and I was trying to decide between AU and Apobamye to replace Ibu. Ultimately, I decided upon Apobamye, mostly because of pace. Not that should be a surprise. So we plug him in as striker, and that's sort of what the plan is going to be from here on out, is to sort of look for bronze, silvers, and golds as I upgrade in League One, because there's a lot of players that I haven't played with there. And I think there's a lot of fun to be had picking players and finding players in there. So that's pretty much where the direction of the team is going to go, because chemistry, I found in this episode, is incredibly important. So I'm also going to try out a different formation until I find a formation that works. So somebody recommended the 3-5-2 in last episode, so I'm going to give it a shot in the next one, and you'll see me here sort of move players around, trying to build a little bit more chemistry. And you'll see me play with what I decide upon in next episode. So I'll be reading the comments after this episode, guys, and I want to know what you think about looking at League One. Whether you think there'll be enough interesting players to sort of play with. And what about formations? What types of things are you thinking? So that's pretty much it for episode number 7. Thank you for the views. Like if you enjoy. But I'm going to roll out. AG out. Peace.